Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast, where we discuss and celebrate some of our favorites in TV and film. I'm your host, Xavier, and today we're actually going to continue from our previous episode, where we're going to take the Wayback Time Machine and bump it up a little bit, jump from 1982 all the way to the year 2010, which at this time of recording is 15 years ago, which is kind of blows my mind that I have to say that. Um, so to avoid the existential spiral, we're going to continue some of the good vibes and continue talking about the sort of like visual spectacles that Disney had been pioneering. Obviously, with 1982, we talk about the original Tron, and then they decided, hey, let's put something in development so that by 2010 we get its long-awaited sequel to a very niche and cult classic. We get Tron Legacy by directed by a little-known director back then called Joseph Kosinski. You may know who he is now because the dude is riding high off of back-to-back hits of Top Gun Maverick and F1. So, at the time it was something pretty groundbreaking. The visual aesthetic was going to be completely elevated and heightened. And the wildest thing about the movie was that the musical score was going to be done by none other than Daft Punk, which at that time they were, the absolute like bee's knees, and already at that time there were legends in the EDM scene. So everybody was kind of freaked out and excited about it. In order to continue to talk about it, I'm bringing in my fellow Popcorn Watchlist panelists. We have Anthony, Danny, and Zach. So I'm really excited to talk to you all and talk with you all about this movie because it's low key. Like if I talk about like a modern day, like I don't know about cult classic because it made a modest amount of money, but like this is a movie that like I will still like sit down and like watch, like try to watch from beginning to end, like just purely off of like visual aesthetic. It's just so cool. Like and if you go from like the 1982 Tron to now into Tron Legacy, like there is this massive like you just try to watch them back to back and it's just like holy crap. Okay, like it makes it seem so futuristic, like the whole concept of this being like new grid, that this whole whole new digital frontier, everything, like it really like sells it. And it still holds up. Like if you can watch it now in like the like upscaled remastered like 4K versions that are out now, whether it's digital or physical media, like you can see it, like it holds up really really well. Like I'll say, like back then, I think in 2010, Anthony, you and I saw this movie after watching the original at one of our friends' house. So then we like drove straight, I think, to the theater to go watch it, which was a big delight. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
like
was very cool.
nuts.
You guys
Yeah,
got
and,
to
and
see
we
it in theaters?
Yeah,
not just any theater,
the how do you call it? The Lord's IMAX,
the Lord's IMAX. Yes, the real big ol' like
Auto
massive
Nation IMAX
screen.
theater.
Yeah, down here in South Florida. So you
That
can
must have
watch
been
it on a big
awesome.
screen nowadays, dude. Like again, the sound alone was already like, okay, this is out of hand. And then what was even crazier is like we're gonna go through some stuff. Obviously it's a 15-year-old movie, so there's gonna be some spoilers, but there like its opening sequence and everything was, it looks, but it also sounded great. So we're gonna talk about some of our favorite moments. I guess from Anthony and our and my and I, that Anthony's perspective as well as mine, like what we thought of initially when we saw it in that type of medium, and it'd be fun to also see like Danny and Zach's kind of take on it because you guys never got to see it in theaters, but it's like this cult classic, this kind of cool, movie that came out, but maybe it was the music that got you into it. But there's just a lot of like really fun things that work for this movie. There's some things that obviously like either show its age or it was I don't want to say a swing and a miss, but it was definitely like a risk to take, or but at the same time I commend it for trying to pioneer some things. And to kind of get right onto it, let's dive into that. It's obviously big old sequel, a lot of digital effects, but Danny and Zach, if I have to, we have to I guess start this off as, can you remember roughly when was the first time you saw Tron Legacy?
2 weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago? Look at
What?
that.
Yeah.
Oh my
15
lord.
years. Yeah, look
I
at
had
that.
never seen it up until a couple weeks ago.
Never changed, Zach. But did you watch the original before watching Tron Legacy, or did you watch Tron Legacy first?
No, I did watch the original one first, mainly because we were going to discuss it, and then that same day, right after, I ended up watching Legacy, also. But I guess because watching them back to back, I was already kind of fatigued, so I rewatched it again today to just to kind of like refresh it. So now I've seen it twice.
There you go. All right.
Nice.
You kind of sort of did what Anthony and I did. Only thing is, when we went, we tried to go eat somewhere ahead of time, and the food was taking a lot longer than expected, so we had to like scarf it down and go. And then we got there, and the way that place works is that we had to get there, and then we didn't have the best of seats, but it didn't matter because it
Close to
was
the front.
still really cool. What's up?
We were close to the front.
We were like second to front row.
Yeah, it was rough, but cool.
That's insane.
But look, okay, but the whole scene where he gets like digitized and he gets picked up by the
Oh my God,
recognizer,
Oh my.
that was
Yeah. I think we broke our necks like looking up. We're like, what is this?
we were Sam Flynn in the moment of just like, oh my god, like looking up at here is like, this is actually happening. So that's cool. All right, Danny, how about you?
Yeah, so the first time I saw it was February 2022
How do you
Damn,
know the
okay.
exact year and month?
And Danny,
because I have
like-
Letterboxd
Oh.
and I
Hey, he
track it.
letterboxed it.
Nice.
Look at him. I think out of all of us, for the record, like Danny is the most consistent with Letterbox. I am the least consistent, and that's irony
No, I am.
considering I'm the host. Like that's bad. But
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, so I saw it more recently, I guess. But when I saw it, I hadn't seen the first one.
Got it. So no
this time
context.
around,
Who
when
the
I
heck is this
saw,
guy, Alan? Why
yeah,
is he yelling at the main character? Like,
who's this guy? But then these last 2-3 weeks is when I saw both of them back to back. So that was cool seeing it back
Nice.
to back.
So was it better? Was Legacy better now after you saw it the correct way after the first one? Or
Sure.
did you understand more of it, or
Yeah.
sure. Please elaborate.
was it more boring or less boring?
What, Legacy?
Whichever one.
Or I think maybe the first one was more boring, seeing Tron Legacy first. So I think it would have been better to do it the other way around.
Yeah, 100%. There's no argument there. But yeah, like it's definitely like the better option.
But then this time around, I was able to just be locked in on the music. Forget the movie. I already saw it. just
Well,
get
in
locked into the music.
2022, you didn't see the 4K version. So this time around, you were able to see the
true.
updated versions.
Yeah, think about it,
True.
man. Yeah,
Nice.
you get that full screen effect. Yeah, anyone who's blessed with a big screen, like get out there or like get to it and watch it. I think, and as at the time of this recording, they might have been doing, I don't know if it was like a marathon or like a couple days before. Obviously, the latest movie, Tron Ares, comes out. They are going to do like, I don't know if they're going to do the original or if it's just a Tron Legacy into Tron Ares, which would still be fun to watch in theaters just because of that soundtrack, but also the visuals. Like you have like the sleek black visuals with the bright lights around the suit of the characters, obviously the data disc, like the whole aesthetics. Like, and it's cool that like, you realize like there's other like cool little sound flourishes that go in the movie. Talking about like when the other programs on the grid speak, like they have that kind of distortion to their voice. people who aren't like obviously like Korra and Clue and that other guy Jarvis. It's funny that guy's name was Jarvis. But like even Rinsler has that like the distortion of his voice. I mean, I know he's always talking through a microphone, but sorry, through a helmet, but the whole thing is like you have that like kind of like distortion where it's kind of like it sounds cool, but it's also like, oh, this is kind of like a darker, grittier version of the world that we saw originally. That Kevin Flynn got zapped into. I'm gonna use the phrase "zapped into" like between Sam and Kevin and Sam Flynn, because they literally just get zapped. Like there's no other like oh, they got digitized. No, they got zapped. Clean way to say it. But like that, like the whole sequence of the from when Sam goes to the arcade up until he gets rescued by Korra and then he meets his dad. Like all of that is just like, to me, is like an awesome and really effective way to establish like this new grid. Like you see, like it's really is that whole like digital city of like that Kevin was describing to Sam at the beginning of the movie, and that like little opening speech and story he's telling him. So like you actually see, you're like, oh dude, he was right. Like it does look like digital highways and cities and clusters and all that stuff, and the look is really there. But like he just gets thrown into it without really knowing what's going on. And it looks really cool. Like it obviously it looks great. Like the modernized things from the original, like the people's suits, the weapons, the data discs, the games, the recognizers, the big carrier that we saw sort of like a version of in the original. Like they all like pop because of the modern effects that we can see.
Yeah, I do like that they, early on. Well, for one thing, I like that you get into the grid a lot sooner in this movie than you do in the original one. But also seeing everything a lot more modernized. And it just looks better. Makes the movie makes the franchise, I think, or gives it like a fresh coat of paint, I guess. Instead of them trying to say retain some of the aesthetic from the original. I like that they just that they made it much more modern.
Yeah, like even with Kevin Flynn's like outfit, like he's still like obviously like an older, more stately, like Zen kind of mindset after being in the grid for so long, but he's still rocking the white, like the white with the blue lighting around him, like still looks really good. Like it doesn't, like it's a good callback without it being like hokey. Like they didn't like only go to like the, oh, here are the all black suits and the all like the trim sharp modern look. Like there's still like a little bit of that classic look built into it too, which was interesting to see, obviously, because Sam, they gave him a whole new suit and everything, but it was pretty dope to see Kevin Flynn still kind of rocking it. And again, of course, like thematically, like that he's still like the classic. There's a lot of stuff you can tie into it, but I think would be fun is like we get like kind of taking it back a little bit, like because I want to talk about like some of my favorite, or not mine, but like I guess between the open up to the rest of the panel, like some of your favorite moments in the movie. Like how where like a lot of that stuff kind of gets highlighted, or just stuff that really help you give the impression of of in the end of how you feel about the movie. I think I want to start first because I don't want anyone else taking it. I think the opening sequence of Sam Flynn riding his motorcycle is one of the coolest motorcycle scenes in all of cinema. It's not that long, but um, it's really
With
helped
the
by Daft
music
Punk.
in the background.
Yeah, Daft Punk's the Son of Flynn score makes that whole the sequence so cool. Like obviously, he's a rebel. He's not like someone who's gonna like hang by the rules. He does that cool little trick to evade the cop on the bike. Um, while at the same time, like that whole scene, guys, like became legendary. Like people started and are still looking for that like Ducati Sport 1000, like trying to get replicas of his helmet that he rides on. Like that thing is like that sequence did things to people like the similar things to other people that it did to me. Like I think it made a really great impression. Like the opening sequence and opening credits is really cool. Like the whole like obviously like the main motif that goes through the entire movie. Like you see like in Tron Legacy and everything, but like it's a good primer, and then we get the whole like time forward and hey, Kevin Flynn is missing, but then it establishes perfectly like hey, his son is older now and he's kind of a rebel, kind of like kind of like Kevin Flynn in his own way, but like with a much graver chip on his shoulder. But that whole sequence, like I can't. It's hard to describe it without just again like without the whole aesthetic there. It's so cool. Like actually, like Zach is like the motorsports guy, like or it's like the motorsports speed dude. Like watching the movie for the first time a couple weeks ago. What you've probably heard us wax poetic about that scene, so you finally got to see it. What did you think?
That I mean, the scene is cool. The music is what really makes the scene really nice because the theme that does come in is pretty nice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like you get there, you're
You
like,
remembered
okay,
it, right? It's memorable.
yeah, it's memorable. Like it hits right. Like the score drops, and you're like immediately like, what went through your head? Where you're like, oh, this is cool, or like, okay, like I need to know. Like it's like people who like experienced it for the first time. Like I want to know like what was going on in people's brains.
I mean, I was just like bobbing my head.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
The thing where I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, all right, this
Okay.
is good. All right.
All right. And Anthony, we're gonna dial it back those 15 years when we were at IMAX. Do you remember like any specific idea or thought that went through your head when that scene like popped on? Because you're like the Daft Punk guy. Like out of like all my close group of friends or people I know, like Anthony's all about it and all about their stuff. So like I want to know. Like I don't think I ever really asked you this question about that specific scene. We have always talked about is this cool? Like what did you think? Or like
Yeah,
what
it
was going
was.
through your head?
No, I was just like, oh, yeah, like, oh, this is a cool shot. Oh, and it's tracking and following him, and then the music comes on, and it's, it sounds very similar to some of their older songs, like from Discovery or even older than that.
Homework and
And
stuff? Like yeah.
yeah, and yeah, just so like what Zach was saying, I think what we all are kind of thinking is just like the blend of the like cool visual of just like riding at night on the motorcycle and with the music kicking in, it's just like a cool it's a good start to the movie because it shows you like this is gonna be a cool vibe, and it kind of like lets you in like you're gonna see stuff like this or cooler throughout the movie. So just like get ready. So and I remember breaking my neck looking up at the screen.
You're
And be
like,
like,
damn, I
oh,
still gotta
I
look
was like,
up.
man, and my ears hurt too, but it doesn't matter. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's just like
But
we don't care. It's just going right in.
you
That's
know who
awesome.
probably liked that scene too was Matt Reeves because rewatching it again, um, it reminded me of the Batman when they're playing Something in the Way while he's on his motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like that sequence it had an impact or it had a like a it kind of like hit a wavelength in people's brains and it's like, okay, this is cool. Like and we like to throw the word cool around a lot, but like this was just like we like it was like a like okay, we know what we're doing. Like everything in this movie like seemed cool. Like the
The
new like
style.
yeah, like the style was really in there. Like we looked at the old movie, especially like they're playing like High Ally and then you see like the version of the cycle bikes, but then like you look at the version of the games here in 2010 and it's like, oh, this is like really cool. Like people are doing that, like the acrobatic dodging and like the disc throwing. People are doing a lot of flips. Like Rinsler's nuts. Like Rinsler, like apparently like knew all the gravity shifts in the main like thing. And it was just like the guy's just running on the walls, like jumping like the most acrobatic kind of dude ever. And like even Sam is like trying to like when he's like trying to escape, he like jumps and rolls, so like he like ultra parkours it. So like there's just a lot of like that movement in the movie, and it just is really cool. Like to see the jump, like it really like hit the oh man, like this is like we're in the modern day now. Like these days there's a lot of like kind of like the flippy acrobatic stuff, but Danny or Zach, like what did you guys think of like the updated like fighting styles? Because like in the old movie they're just like ha punch, but like this is like oh we're gonna like flip, throw discs, and like do a whole bunch of like crazy cool breakdance, almost breakdance fighting. Not exactly,
Choreography.
but almost. Yeah, the choreography is nuts.
Well, in the original one, you could kind of see they were just replicating Pong, like the game.
Yeah,
And then obviously here it's like more detailed and more like you're in that kind of world. And I guess from the outside, sure, it still is kind of like Pong, but being there, like obviously, like and 3-dimensional and everything, like looks crazy.
yeah. Like it's just it's actually there. Like the people's suits now are more like up to date. So you see like it was like I could see more people's faces than you could like in the original. Like since we just recently watched it, like you had like like Tron and Ram and even like Kevin and and even like and just the other antagonists too. Like you could see sort of their faces because that's the whole like kind of like the effect of like the rotoscoping, but now you don't need that. So like there's more detail there. Like you could see people's like when they're not the faces aren't covered, like you could see their eyes, you could see like like effort or lack thereof because they're just so flippy dippy cool about it. But like there's a lot of that happening too. So that's really cool. Like is it
Another
like but
thing, another thing that they did prior to this moment, it's the very, very beginning of the movie to show you like this is the style we're going for. The Disney logo.
Oh
It was
yeah,
oh yeah,
that
and the
all
castle.
they all decked out, all with the colors and the lighting. It was like a laser light show. That's what it
with
looked like.
some music in the background too of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
like
immediately from the jump, you're like, oh, this is what we're gonna do right now. Okay.
yeah, like it's like I don't want to say fully committed, but it's like like they're like, hey, we need to like lean in on the aesthetic. Like we need to be able to kind of like go into it because like we believe in how it looks and we believe it's gonna be really cool. And they were right. Like it's just absolutely right. Like the whole sequence of the like because the main plot of the movie is after I don't know how many like 20 years or something. Uh, Sam Flynn follows some kind of clue that uh his dad is kind of sending and sort of guardian slash observer slash person who cares for him is still Alan from the original movie, and he kind of tips him in on it. We see the old arcade with the old couch and that stuff still there, and then we like and that's kind of like from there we get into the whole movie, and it's the whole idea of like, hey, let me try to find my dad and what drove him to kind of stay there a lot of times, and then what got him stuck, and maybe try to rescue him. And then we get the whole like the subplot of like the ISOs and stuff like so. Like they try to like explain like why he was there, like because he felt like oh like a new like form of digital life and the kind of people with its own level of intelligence that might it's like he thought it was like groundbreaking that could maybe change the world the way we think about things. And like that's one of the things where I was just kind of like, hey, okay, like there he's it believes that it's important, but like we just kind of get it through exposition. Like we never really saw like why the ISOs were like special, but we just saw that like clues like no, I don't like this. This is different. I'm supposed to make it clean and pure, and then clue 2 turns into sort of a genocidal tyrant. Oops. And and basically Flynn is stuck in exile on the grid, and it's the whole movie is up to Sam to try to rescue his dad while also stopping an invasion of the real world, which is kind of wild too. But like the whole like the whole sequence of before he gets rescued, like the new light cycle game, like that was also mind blowing too. Just to like because we
The
saw
light
the OG
cycles were the
one.
biggest
Yeah.
update, I feel.
Oh yeah, like I think that was part of like the if we're gonna update something like uh we're going to like have to showcase the light cycles are gonna be this thing like this needs to really be like this is what sells it and this is what we need to like if we don't get this right like the movie's gonna like if it looks stupid the movie's gonna suck
Yeah,
and
I'm pretty sure it was in all the advertisements.
yeah
Some
like
parts of
when
the
we
light cycle game.
yeah like even when we like they originally like were talking like teasing the movie like you see the light cycle you're like oh damn that looks freaking cool like it's not like in a little pod anymore like you're actually out in like a motorcycle and it's really
Also,
freaking cool.
another thing, just before we keep going on in the world, um, when he's going to like the actual corporate building, and we get to see like who's in charge and like all the like the board, we do get Killian Murphy. So that was surprising to see when
I
I first saw
completely
it.
forgot that he was in this movie
Oh no, I knew at the beginning. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
it's Cillian
because
Murphy.
I hadn't watched this in a long time, so I
Yeah, he's
completely forgot about
Dillinger's
it.
son. Like that, which was cool. Like that was a, but he's not credited if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's not
uncredited.
credited.
Yeah, like he's just like the head engineer. He's not like the CEO or like the face of the company or just like like we're gonna do our thing and we're just gonna make incremental updates and fleece people out of money and haha, I'm awesome. And then it turns out Sam Flynn goes and sabotages it because I just gave it off to everybody for free, which is again showcases the whole like rebel stuff for him out there and it establishes what the character is really all about. He has a lot of his dad in him, but done it in his own way, where he's base jumping off the building from the original movie, which blows my mind. And that one security guard, like I don't know what his end game was. He's just like, hey, don't pay you no.
He
Like
was
even said
he
it. He's
was
like, what are you doing, here, dude? Like why? Yeah, that was really nuts.
he also
But
looked like he wasn't gonna make it with the parachute.
yeah, that's why Alan said rough landing, right? Like it's like yeah, that's why he got caught by the cops. And then they're just like, here you are again. And like it's the point where like it's not his first like time he gets pinched by the authorities because the the guy in the what's that? The lot where the impound lot. He's just like, what he knows the impound lot guy by name. I forgot the dude's name. He's like, hey, so and so, what's up? And he's like, hey, welcome. Go grab your bike again.
Oh yeah, when he was leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, he was leaving. He's like, oh, there you are again. But yeah, like that, like the whole like light cycle sequence where Clue's just like, oh, you're here, like I'm gonna, you know, humiliate you before I kill you and put you out into the whole like grid light cycle game. And surprise, it's a team game. Like that whole section's nuts because like I remember watching the movie and they're like, use the level. I'm like, huh? And then like yeah, there's an upper level and a mid and a lower level and that like wrecked my brain in like the coolest way possible.
Well, that scene actually is one of my favorites because I do like the effects for the light that the bikes leave. And I like that it looks more modernized, but at the same time, I kind of like the like the effects, or not the effects, but sort of like how in the original the bikes do like these 90-degree angle turns like immediately.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's like just very classic, very iconic for the light cycles. In this version for Tron Legacy, they turn like a normal bike would, so they have curves or they curve around when they make corners. They're not the 90-degree corners like you got in the original. But still like the effects looked really cool and like having like the different levels like you were saying. To me like that adds just more to that.
Yeah, and like even some of like the de-resing that happened in the movie. I'm not gonna say kills. I'm gonna say de-resing. It's helped them like kind of like showcase a little more than what you could normally get away with. Like the one guy who's just like I don't want to go in the games. Like, I'd rather get erased. And he just like jumps off and gets like
He
sliced by
just runs.
a fan. It's just like the games are because like we've seen the original. You're like, I guess like the games are still a death sentence to at some people. Like, damn, dude. Like, and then we see it. It's just like, yeah, like the games are rough. Like, you have a 1v1 disc wars, and then light cycles that obviously are keeping the whole idea where like if you swear loyalty to whoever's in charge, then you get the better upgrades. Um, but and like that one guy who's just like, damn, I dropped my bike. Hey, help me out, and then he just gets like completely annihilated. Where like all you see a bit of his hand still on the handlebars, and Sam's like, oh no, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that became like 1-on-4 or 1-on-3 because it was a 5v5 match. But yeah, like and that part was nuts. Like and again, the soundtrack, the game has changed. Like it's just it fits perfectly with this whole like like battling light cycle sequence, and basically this dude's fighting for his life. It's so good. It's so good. And even like after he gets rescued by Korra, and then like they're riding out into like the Outlands to get to Kevin, like that's when you start hearing more of like the orchestral stuff that goes on, and you're like, wait, Daft Punk still did this? Like they're doing more and more with like actual like instruments and like less electronics, or like blending them in together like so well. Like you'll have like a lot of like the synthesized like beat, like kind of like rhythms and beats and tones, and then you have like like brass instruments and like the running strings, and like it's so good. Like and even like I think I'm gonna go on a limb and like guess one of like I know like one of the tracks that Anthony really likes, especially is the backstory as to what happened and why Clue became this tyrant, is the whole Adagio for Tron sequence.
Oh yeah,
Like that whole like that the music is great.
too good.
Like it's literally an adagio, and then like when the hammer falls, like that's when you start getting like the kind of like synthesized techno sound, and it's so good, and it still like dives it in there perfectly. It's great, really really freaking cool. What other moments? I've kind of like taken up all the airtime from the panel, folks. So I'm gonna open up to you guys. What were some other moments that you guys liked?
I really like the chase scene towards the end with the air vehicles that they have.
Oh yeah, when he's shooting from the back of the ship, and then it's kind of like a light cycle, but in the air too.
Yeah, yeah. It really like visually, it just looks incredible, and
Yeah,
the
and then
music
you have
too
like this.
that's
Yeah,
playing is also really good.
the sound the track you're thinking of is the track called Clue, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Anthony, back me up with that. I'm pretty sure that's it. But
I think so too.
yeah. Um, and yeah, like the whole gunner sequence is really cool. That's kind of when like I think after the Adagio for Tron sequence, that's when you find out that like in passing that Tron got rectified and reprogrammed into being Rinsler, which I think just as bad of a fate as being brainwashed into being a servant and you're the head enforcer for Clue is having the name Rinsler. Like I remember hearing that name. I was just like, damn, dude. Like it could have had a cooler like name, but like it always reminded me of like the Sizzler. I guess I think it's just me, but it always reminded me of the Sizzler.
Or now the Rizzler
Or now the Rizzler, yeah, that YouTube star. Maybe he named from.
star.
No, he didn't. It's Rizzler and then Rinsler. You see, like can't have nice things. Yeah, can't have nice things. But that's like that whole sequence is cool because then his like light aircraft kind of breaks. He falls back into the sea of simulation, and he like gets that brainwashed out. And then you hear that iconic line where he says, "I fight for the users." Like, and I was like, "Hey!" And then we didn't see him come back, which made me sad. But that sequence is really cool. Yeah, the music helps sell it. Like the whole like this whole dogfight that again like they've elevated up to say, hey, you can now do this with you don't have to have just the recognizers like they did in the original movie and like on that solar sailor. Like you can actually have aircraft and elevate that. You know, you could see some of the stuff that then he put into Top Gun Maverick. I have very few, but just the fact that like he knows about how to work and like how to shoot flying and sequences like that. But that's a good pick. That's a really good one. What else?
The Daft Punk scene.
Yeah. Oh, the
Where
End
they
of Line
show up.
Club. Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like the DJs in the club and then they get double crossed by Michael Sheen, by Zeus.
Yeah. No, the
And
best
then
part of
and the moment when Flynn comes in and turns off all the lights and he just starts becoming the grid Jesus and it's just like messing things up.
yeah, or like uh like when Sam and Cora get there and it's just like, hey, I need to find this guy Zeus, and it's just like, hey, let's not talk about this out here. And he gets there before he gets into like the room, and this kind of like the room just shows up. He goes to the DJs and like he's just like like alter the mood and just like just like change it up, and then like there's the Daft Punk cameo with their helmets and everything, and then they play a song that originally was not in the a song that wasn't originally in the originally released album, but then like in the complete set it's out there, and it's actually like one of my favorite songs and pieces of music in the entire like score, because it's very like Daft Punk, like but like it's also like, hey, this is background music for exposition, stuff's going on, like casters like letting him know like, hey, I'm the guy who's supposed to be part of this whole resistance thing, but you're way too valuable and like whatever. So that's where the whole double cross happens, and then the fight scene. Then we get D-Res, which is like the really popular song at the time. There was even a music video for it, which is pretty nuts. I don't know, Anthony, if you remember that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, there was a music video for it, and it would play like on MTV, and
With
it would
Daft
just
Punk?
yeah, like it was, but
Or
it
is
was
it
just
just
sequence.
clips of the
It
movie?
was just clips of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just clips of the movie, but like it still worked and it looked really really cool. And
How awesome were their customized Tron Legacy outfits? Like their robot helmets and all that.
it's perfect. I don't know, like again, like we're kind of like the fanboys of it, but like I know, like Danny, Zach, you guys caught it. I don't know. I could say, did you guys catch their cameo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're
Yeah,
instantly
like
recognizable, but then also had the hint of Tron suits in them, but their own take on it, which was cool.
yeah, like
Like they fit in the
they
world.
looked exactly like they looked really freaking cool. Like they had like the little white jumps, they had the white jumpsuit, and it's just like just yeah, and like the obviously like they're like mixing in the music, and it fit perfectly. I was like, yo, these guys are too cool. Like this is freaking awesome. Um, like I'm again, I warned everybody this was gonna happen. Like if I just think about the score and the soundtrack, I was like, yo, it's too good. Like it to me, it's like their magnum opus of like like obviously like Random Access Memories got them a Grammy. Like that's like they've that's like the ultimate, like their last major album before they broke up. But like Tron Legacy, like the movie is elevated because of their soundtrack. Like the only reason why it works is because of them. It's that good. Also like for I guess thinking about um into some stuff, like what were your guys' thoughts on Cora? Like I don't want to say Olivia Wilde is Cora, but like Cora is the character. Like I personally liked like a lot of the curiosity, and I guess it was sort of like supposed to characterize what the ISOs were all about. Like, hey, like we want to learn more, we want to do more things and explore and stuff. Like how she got really like nerded out over Jules Verne. It's like, oh, do you know him? And it's like, a couple hundred years,
Light
100 and
reading.
something years, a little late. Yeah, I started light reading and like learning all the Zen stuff, and like also like Russian novels and everything. But her introduction was really cool. It's basically telling you, hey, Sam Flynn, shut up, I got this handled. But then like kind of did it, but it's pretty cool. But what do you guys think?
like when she crashes in to the light cycle sequence
Yeah.
and
Yeah. With their 4x4.
just escapes. Yeah.
Yeah, she had rockets, and as they're jumping, she's like off road. Like it's just quick off road mode, and boom. And then that's where we get some of the more like orchestral like arrangements that
Like
are coming through the movie. But
the
as far as
Lowlands, is that the name?
Outlands,
Outlands.
yeah.
Where'd I get Lowlands from?
Um, where are they? The Netherlands? No, they're not the Netherlands. Did she look Dutch? No. But like again, her
He's like, you're
aesthetic
not
fit
gonna make
perfectly.
it. And she's like,
Yeah, we're not gonna make it. She's like, shut up.
boost.
Like, made it. No, she's like, made it. And it's like, okay. And she takes out the helmet, and then he's like, whoa, like like okay, like you're not what I expected. This is cool, but also what is going on here? Like, and but like that's the whole idea of just like her existing. That was another like side plot, like bring her into the real world, and like a lot of stuff could change, but um but like I like the kind of like her like the curiosity aspect of it, but I don't know if we needed more character development from her or just like, okay, this is kind of where she is, and then just kind of like roll with it. Sidekick for Sam. And then, Kevin too, because he's rolling up too.
I kind of
Yeah.
agree in what you're saying because, um, uh, like the lines that she does have, like the moments that she does have where they kind of highlight her a little bit more. Like the curiosity that she has is nice. But we still don't really get to know much about her, which is I wish there was a little bit more that we could know about her. But I don't know.
So
That's
cool thing is,
what I felt anyway.
There's
they did an animated show
I knew
that
Anthony's gonna bring it up. Yeah, go ahead.
that takes
Uprising?
place before this movie, correct? And she is in a decent amount of episodes in the show. She's not a main character, but she is in the show.
Okay.
Are we
you
talking
get
about
to-
Tron Uprising?
Yes, we are.
Oh, we
Also
are
on
talking about-
Disney Plus. I highly recommend it if you like Tron at all.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it
yeah,
has
it's
Bruce
a
Boxleitner as
entertaining show.
yeah, it has Bruce Boxleitner as like an older Tron. Um like that's trying to guide the main character who's played by Elijah Wood, which is pretty like it's a pretty cool show, but like I don't think I kind of wish it had like a good like beginning and end thing because it kind of never set up the whole idea of like how does Tron actually become Rinsler if you're gonna like jump into like how the show or like how the show bridges into the movie. But like it was really cool, and it was only on for like a year and stuff. I think that was also around the time that like networks were doing wonky stuff with animation. Like I remember like Cartoon Network was like yanking around Young Justice a lot, and the same thing like with Tron Uprising was kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen here? Like,
Yeah, they would air these shows at terrible times. They would never advertise them. And one of the main reasons that they do these shows was at the time was to potentially sell like toys to kids for these kids shows. But then they blame the lack of toy sales on the reason why they cancel the show. It's like, well, you didn't tell anybody about it. So when are these kids supposed to watch these shows? And yeah, it's frustrating because there were a lot of shows around that time period that were like that they maybe had one or two seasons and then they got canceled. That were cool, entertaining, not kiddie shows, but like shows for young kids. That not many of those are around nowadays.
yeah. And like even like it was a cool like hey I wanted something afterwards would be fun to like if people like there was enough of like a bug that stuck with a lot of people after Tron Legacy like hey the movie still made a decent amount of money like let's see what else we can do with it and it's like okay cool like this is a pretty cool show why not but then like kind of getting ourselves ahead of it here so if you want more of that but the whole like again like the vibe of the movie's still pretty cool like if they try to like they're riding through the solar sailor like that music's really cool That's like I think where Sam is talking about like the sunrise, like that's one of the coolest things on the planet and everything. And um, I think when they finally get to the access point for him to finally get out, like that's where like I think the aesthetic stuff's really cool. Although I don't think we get too much of it. I really like the father son dynamic of like Kevin still trying to like you know of like there's still like this sense of like pride in his son, but also but that little bit of lament and regret, even though he's trying to like be really zen since he's been in the grid for like I don't know how time dilation works there, but like there's still like you could see that Jeff Bridges is trying, like he's really like doing his best there. Um, but like this whole like the conflict between him and Clue, it's kind of like like it's getting in the way of like me. Still it's there, but let me rephrase that. Like the whole conflict is happening, but like he's still mindful of like, hey, like I have this time right now with my son, but like there's like another bigger objective there. So it's almost like he's like almost too zen, if that makes any sense, because it's like, oh no, like your son's here, like you gotta, like you're gonna like be more emotional about it, but maybe not. But he finally does at the end, which is really nice. Like I thought it's still touching moments, especially like when he like does the fake out with Clue, and they kind of just like okay, like double D themselves are like merged together to give them the chance to just get on out. That part was cool, and again, the music was awesome there too.
Agree.
Everything is agree because the movie's so
anything with the
freaking
music is agree.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the one I guess if I had to like give a dig, I'd say for both movies, the segments where they were on that what is it called?
The Solar
train
Sailor?
thing. Yeah, the solar
Yeah,
sailor.
the Solar Sailor.
Both of those sequences are like to me the two boring moments of both movies. It's just like I get it, they're talking and they're there's more exposition and more backstory. I just felt like for both movies, both sections were way longer than they probably needed to be. And so like it took away a little momentum from like scenes before. And it was just like, okay, we know where they need to get to in a second. But it's taking a really long time for them to get there.
Yeah, it's like the major pumping of the brakes.
Yeah. At least it looked cooler in this one.
I mean, yeah, like that's the benefit of the extra tech. But yeah, to that point makes sense. True, yeah, where that point lands. I think I don't know if we mentioned it too, but one of the things that like the movie did, like obviously like big swing and a hit was like let's give Daft Punk like the idea of like and the collaboration with Joe Kosinski, like how do we like take this and then what are we gonna do and like give you guys the space to do your artistic thing. Like in terms of like the visuals, a lot of stuff hits. And I don't know if it's just because it's the technical limitation of the time, but I do appreciate that they attempted to go for a lot of like that was like the first of the whole de-aging thing going on, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if someone back me up on that or someone like correct me, but this was the first time you saw like the de-aging tech happening with Jeff Bridges, like with that scene in like the early 90s or whatever, or like late 80s when or like 90s, whatever, when Kevin never comes back because he got stuck. But like, so you can see there, like, yeah, when he speaks, it's like, oh, okay, like that's definitely tech.
I believe it was. I believe it was. I think it was the first instance of like a full, like complete facial change of like making someone look younger in like in a blockbuster movie. Because I know maybe like a year or two later, you start seeing it. You started seeing it more. I'm just trying to think of if there was another one before. This was 2010, right?
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure this was the first instance.
Which Pirates of the Caribbean movie had a de-aged Jack Sparrow? Was it before or after?
That's after this. That
Was
was
after
the
this.
fifth
Like
movie.
part 4 or 5. Yeah.
No, it was the
Dead
fifth
Men
one.
Tell No Tales.
Yep, that was when he was he did the anchor maneuver and messed up Javier Bardem's character, and then he got cursed as well as burnt. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
that was a whole
Okay,
thing.
and that was in 2015 or 2014, whenever the movie
You're
came
right.
out.
That's also around the time where you saw
2017
like-
was Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Marvel movies like in Ant-Man with Michael Douglas and with Michelle Pfeiffer, and with Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War when they showed him as a younger gentleman.
Oh yeah, where he's like the younger kid, like, hey, it's me as a younger kid, and even like Sam Jack, and then after, yeah, that they started doing more of that, and I think like was Captain Marvel 2019?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Or eight,
No, no,
18,
No, it was
19,
19
early
because it was
2019.
the movie right before Endgame.
yeah,
It was
was-
January, I think, of 2019.
yeah, yeah, early 2019. So that also had a DH Sam Jackson for most of the movie, like it because he was there in the 90s.
And
Yes.
Colson.
Yes.
And Coulson, yeah, he saw a younger
Sam
Coulson.
Cole.
Yay, Coulson.
And then Rogue One with both Peter Cushing and Princess
Well,
Leia.
I don't know if that was de-aging as much as like we're gonna digitally
Those are, like,
superimpose someone's face.
Fully CGI face.
Yeah, like a CGI someone else's face. Yeah, like that was
because
the next big
because
step.
they weren't there to do like performance capture. Because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Jeff Bridges was like doing the acting. They're just like, okay, we took his and then we're just gonna make his face younger.
Correct. Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
that
it's
was
a
the
little
case.
different.
Yeah, it's like have an established actor make them younger as opposed to like fully put someone else's face. Yeah. Yeah, because Rogue One came out December 16 of what 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember because it was the same date as Mission Report, December 16th, as Rogue One. That was perfect. That lined up perfectly. But we're digressing. Like this movie, again, like as you see, like for in the case of Danny, is like the first, like probably people's first exposure to like what Tron is.
Oh,
And
hold
yeah.
on.
Oh, go ahead.
There was one instance before this, I think.
Oh, which one?
X-Men 3
Oh yeah,
with Professor X and
Oh, that's
and Ian
right.
McKellen.
Magneto.
At the
Yeah,
beginning,
that one was definitely still on the noticeable side. That's true. But you know, like I appreciate this movie for at least trying it. You know what I mean? Because it's like um it was,
Well,
you know, like
I think we all said it before
Yeah.
that like it probably would have made more sense to stick with it as using it solely for Clue, because at the very least, like, okay, well, you're using it for like a program, but they used it at the very beginning of the movie for Flynn in a flashback scene, and that's when it's kind of jarring.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Like, yeah, it's kind of like definitely jarring, but it's also like, hey, like, I like, it's one of those where like I get, you know, obviously like, hey, we want to like obviously show that this is still like Jeff Bridges' character, or like, you know, because it's a newer version, a bad version of Clue, but and then like you know, from the initial flashback of OG Kevin Flynn. Like again, yeah, it does look jarring, but like I appreciated them like at the time for them trying it. It was still like, oh yeah, they're doing this, but like, it wasn't so much of like this movie sucks because they're doing this thing there. Like, so
What about
it's cool.
what do you call it? Benjamin Button.
Oh yeah, that counts too. Yeah, Benjamin
I don't
Button
remember
also
when that
counts.
came out, but I think it was around that time.
Danny, look it up. Yeah, I think it was a little bit after. But yeah, that's a really good call to Benjamin Button. So yeah, this movie, is pioneering in a lot of different options. Like, I think if we didn't have Daft Punk do 2008, oh
Yeah.
damn,
I think X-Men was before that. I think X-Men was
so
in
it wasn't the first one.
2006 or 7.
yeah.
I'm out here
X-Men
corrected.
was 06.
Yeah. Boo. Well, hey, like,
And they
this
also
took it to
kind
the
of did
next
it
step.
also in X-Men Origins, again with Professor X, which is 09.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
We
we
make
don't
that
remember
cameo at
that
the end.
movie. At
We
least
don't
I
remember that. We try not to remember that movie.
Only
So,
the first 10 minutes.
so X-Men 3, Benjamin Button, and then Tron Legacy. Okay. I feel like this movie probably did it, at least at that time, it did it the most. To be like, hey, we're gonna try to have a whole character be this. So Jeff
Yeah,
Bridges, you're doing double
for
duty.
sure.
But again, like we mentioned movies that came after that, kind of did more of this technology. Again, a lot of movies that were, that Disney produced and put money behind. So for a couple reasons, this
I
I
mean,
mentioned
Dial of
before,
Destiny, I think, is the most recent and by far the best.
yeah,
Like
that's true.
they spent a lot of money on that movie, probably trying to
Probably on that
perfect that.
alone.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, my original point was that like you have like a lot of the upgrades to CG like being like CGI being thrown in this movie, the digital de-aging. But at the same time, I don't think you get random access memories if you don't get the Tron Legacy soundtrack. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that. Like, Daft Punk helped to like they kind of like work through their chops to get through that, and you know, be able to like, all right, cool, like we can take this sound and have like a disco album basically, and combine a lot of like the live instruments, but with and the mixing with the electronic stuff they're known for. But that's uh that's kind of like that's why like for a lot of reasons the movie's kind of groundbreaking. Obviously, like the aesthetic of the light cycles, the game suits, the helmets, while still being able to in the end kind of tell a really nice father son story, which those always kind of hit well. It's hard to mess those up, but for it being kind of a really bare bones plot of trying to stop a tyrannical program from invading the real world, like it's still a cool movie. Like it's still really fun. Like I know, like Zach mentioned, like oh, this is way less boring than the original. Like especially watching them back to back. But there's definitely like other things. Like there are definitely things I appreciate. I don't know if anyone else on the panel can name anything else that they at least admired, appreciate, or kind of sticks with them after watching the movie.
Well, I was about to say, and you just mentioned it because we've talked about the visuals, we've talked about the score. Overall, what do you guys think about the acting in general?
I thought it was okay. Like I thought it was serviceable.
Yeah, same. Like, obviously, Jeff Bridges is, I think, the best actor in it, even though he's not the main character. But it was kind of the same thing in the first movie. Like, it just was obvious that he was a better actor than the others from the first movie.
I mean,
Yeah,
I thought everyone did a great job with acting.
Mhm.
There wasn't anyone that was like, okay, yeah, this person was maybe a little flat or not as exciting or enthused or anything like that. I think everyone um, acted the way that their characters would act and should act.
Killian
Daft
Like
Murphy
Punk,
Michael
killed
Sheen
it.
being
Daft Punk had the
eccentric,
best
for
acting.
example.
Daft Punk the best acting. Yeah, I agree. Like no, I mean I think I share the sentiment of everyone. Like there's no one person that's like all this acting is awful or like this is like ill. Like what do you like what's going on here? Like everybody did a good job. Like even like even the little like snippets of Bruce Boxleitner kind of when him in the boardroom, him talking to Sam, like all of that was really cool. Like it was good. Like Cora, obviously Olivia Wilde doing her thing. Um Even like some of the other goons, Michael Sheen was like he was chewing. There are teeth marks on the glass walls of his of the of Castor's nightclub, but it's done well. Like it's done like it's taste. I don't want to say tasteful, but like it fits. I guess if anyone else wants to think anybody else, but to me like it fits perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there was like any character that was just like, "Ooh, this dialogue is terrible," or "Oh my god, get this person out of here." Like I
Yeah,
think everybody is did what they were supposed to do. Kind of like was that Danny that said that?
yeah. I think it was
Yeah,
everybody
yeah. It
did their
wasn't.
job
Yeah,
right. Like
it was
Zach
good.
said it too. Yeah, Zach was like, yeah, like
Yeah.
everybody did their stuff right.
But
And
yeah,
but
the movie looks. One of the reasons the movie looks really good is because of the cinematographer that he's used for. Joseph Kosinski has used for a lot of his movies, maybe even all of the movies that he's done. But her his name is Claudio Miranda, and he did Top Gun Maverick. He did Benjamin
Oblivion?
Button. Oh, we were just talking about Benjamin Button.
Yeah, there you go.
F1,
Benjamin Button.
Life of Pi, and I love that movie. And that movie looks great too. And I
Richard
believe,
Parker. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I believe he just got
He didn't
hired
do
to be the
Oblivion?
cinematographer. He probably did. He probably did Oblivion too.
Yeah, because that's another Joseph Kosinski movie. Like,
Yeah, he did Oblivion. He did Tron Legacy. But he just got tapped to do the new Star Wars movie.
Kosinski, what,
Starfighter.
doing Starfighter?
No, the cinematographer is going to
Oh.
be doing the cinematography for Starfighter.
Oh, for Starfighter. Oh, the cinematographer is doing Starfighter. Oh, yeah, the cinematographer for Top Gun Maverick. That's hot. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So if you liked how Top Gun Maverick looked and F1, then this next Star Wars movie, if it finally gets made and finished, it's going to look really good.
If I mean, like, I know there's a I think
I know they're starting it, but
yeah, there's shots on the set. So there we
they've
go.
started movies and then stopped them in the past. So
Solo, yeah.
I'm still. I need to see a trailer first, and then I'll be like, okay, it's official.
Give me a trailer and we're there. Okay, all right. Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, I think even for I think people every time I talk to somebody about this movie, even if maybe they didn't like the movie in general, I think everyone is in agreement that the music and the score is awesome because of Daft Punk. So it's like that's the one thing that, like, even if you don't like the world of Tron or you just don't like the movie itself, but you're like, oh, but I just went to go see like a 2-hour concert of Daft Punk. So hopefully for Tron Ares, Nine Inch Nails can do a similar good job.
I was gonna say we shall see, but it's more like I guess we shall hear. But initial rumblings around there are saying that yeah, they nailed the aesthetic, the musical aesthetic of the movie really well. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, those guys have Oscars for actually, funny fact, the same year that Tron Legacy came out, I think The Social Network came out.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the reason why I mentioned that is because Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the music
Inception also came out that
for
year.
Social Network. Anthony knows that Inception came out that year too. He's never gonna forget that.
Like, if Inception's gonna lose, let it lose to Daft Punk, not to the melodic tones.
Yeah, I don't think they were even nominated. This is where our rant comes in.
And they're making a sequel to The Social Network, so I hope Nolan doesn't do a movie or Hans Zimmer doesn't do an amazing score that year because he's gonna lose.
He's just like, okay, whenever they come through, no, let me not do that. That's yeah. And then I remember, damn, no, I guess it was 2011. Yeah, dude. So that's around the time that the musicians were kind of breaking into the let's make movie music, and they were doing really well. These, yeah, it's nuts. So this is where it gets fun. So that year 2010, or the music that got nominated. Just a side note before we close out the episode. We do this sometimes, but you had that year was 127 hours, Inception, The King's Speech, The Social Network, and then the last one is Zach's favorite animated film.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was like I looked at this, I was like, oh yeah, like
Yeah, it was that year.
Paul got nominated for How to Train Your Dragon.
And that didn't win either? Oh my god.
Yeah, that didn't win either. Like,
I think every time we revisit this conversation, Anthony just gets more upset.
Yeah.
It's just like there were so many other better options. It's so frustrating.
Well, the funny thing is I haven't seen the Social Network, so I don't have an opinion on the
Oh,
music. But
okay.
then
Well,
supposedly now
that'll be
they're
a
going to
future
make a
episode.
sequel. I don't know if
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like
guys
a
heard.
semi
I think a
sequel.
future episode would be fun. Yeah, you'll hear
So they're making a
tones.
sequel.
It's like a bare bones version of Soul.
I don't have an issue with the movie. The movie's great. I just have an issue that like people thought that the score was better than all these other scores that year. It's just like I don't get it. But whatever. I'm not a music guru or whoever votes for that. Other composers.
Yeah.
That's who votes for, right? Other composers that
I
are
don't know if it's
in
other
the
composers or
academy.
just people. I think it's people in the Academy. I don't know if they're composers, but I thought it was just Academy voters.
I
Yeah, they
think
couldn't vote.
the
Yeah, and
no, I think like the departments vote for their category. I think that's how it works. So like the actors vote for the acting categories. It's not all 100,000 or however many people that are in the academy vote for each category. So that's why it's like your peers are actually voting for you. That's why like they usually thank like the people that I work with because those are the people that are like, oh yeah, well, we really liked your work.
got it. Okay. Yeah,
But
I learned something new today. Out of all the times
I could be
people watch
wrong,
the
but
movies. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I remember reading that.
yeah. I could have sworn it was just like you had a whole like pool of Academy of people who are part of the Academy, and then they vote for this stuff. That's how I've seen it. We'll have to fact check it, but again, we've digressed a lot. Because for what it is, I mean, I can kind of summarize it is that this movie aims to do what it needs, what it's sets out to do, does it well in an entertaining way. Um, there are parts of it that really elevate the movie to like from like okay to pretty good, and a lot of that has to do with the score, but also like the visuals are really good too. It is a movie that honestly, even just watching it once or so, I recommend just to kind of get the aesthetic and also to experience that badass soundtrack and score because it's just so good. It's unfortunate that in 2011 no one could vote for Daft Punk score because I have a like I'm so surprised it was never even like wasn't even like didn't hit the nomination. Like 127 hours I've seen and like yeah the music's like the last sequence is pretty like wow like really good with the music but not as good as Daft Punk's entire what I say is excuse me their magnum opus. But yeah,
Yeah,
what's
sometimes what they do is they cherry pick kind of like the top movies themselves for that year, and then those movies are the ones that get selected for the individual smaller categories. So, not Daft Punk, Tron Legacy probably wasn't nominated for anything except for maybe visuals for visual effects. So, if there's only five that you could pick from, they're gonna pick, which score was best out of the 5 or 10 movies that were the best that year. So that's most
speaking
likely
of
why.
as cool as much as we love talking about like obviously the CGI in a Tron film needs to be like the highlight. It wasn't even nominated like in the
It
top five.
it
There
was
you go.
nominated though for sound editing.
Yeah, it did, but obviously you know what beat it, Anthony. So you already know what beat it out. Like editing and mixing. Like
Social Network
no,
or
come on.
Inception.
Yeah, it was Inception.
Okay.
And if it were nominated, it would have been nominated for visual effects. It might have also lost to Inception because Inception won for visual effects.
Nice.
Yeah, but that was the year that um the King's Speech hit and that won like best
They
film.
won Best Movie, right? Yeah.
It won best film, yeah. Colin Firth won best actor. Um that was around the time for like Jeff Bridges was although he was in Tron Legacy, he was also in True Grit. He got nominated. And
It's a good
then that's when
movie.
Christian Bale won for The Fighter and a whole bunch of these other things. Yeah. But yeah, movie's really cool. Like, I mean, Danny, Zach. I mean, Dan. I mean, I can probably mention this to Danny. I would know the answer to, but Zach, obviously, like having seen it, you've now seen it twice. It's not just for homework. Like you were entertained. Any lasting thoughts?
Well, one actually, I have a couple things. One, I
Go
didn't
for it.
mention this earlier, but I like how, like the movie just seems like a grittier version of like the original, or compared to the original.
Pun
Like it's
intended.
not like the other one, like it is like dark and like visually, but it's not like gritty. But then this one is like more like steampunk, like gritty sort of like look and feel
Cyberpunk,
to
but
it.
yeah,
I like or cyber, but yeah.
yeah.
But then the other question, or the other thing I want to say is a question, and this is probably a really dumb question, but why or why is the franchise? Why are both movies called Tron when with the actual character of Tron, at least in the second movie, wasn't all that
Barely there.
present? Yeah. And also, like, I mean, in the first movie, yeah, Tron was there for more screen time way more screen time by comparison. But
Yeah, but he
also,
killed the MCP. Yeah.
but like Tron felt like a side character than a main character, if I'm being honest.
Probably just a cooler name than if you named the movie Flynn.
Or they could have called it the Grid,
Or
probably.
what you wanted to call it, like was it Space Paranoids? Like can't call it Space Paranoids.
No,
Enter
definitely
the
not that.
Grid.
But I feel like the
Yeah.
Grid would have been kind of cool, or a better alternative.
Yeah. I
If
don't think it was the
Tron
Grid was
was.
called the Grid back then. I think it was just like you went into the computer. Like that's the thing. That's one
I
thing.
thought
But
I'm pretty sure I had a name to it.
my theory was what Anthony said. Like Tron sounds really freaking cool.
Yeah.
And like they like brought up the whole
You want
idea
to
like, yo,
continue?
Tron's a badass, and they're like, what do you mean? Yeah, look how badass Tron is. And then you saw him in the games just whoop. He was getting 3-on-1, and he like whooped those guys senseless.
And
Well,
in the first
I'm
movie,
I'm
he
not
does his
saying that
crazy
Tron
frisbee
wasn't cool.
skills.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Tron wasn't cool. I'm just saying that he was barely there.
You
But the
could have
movie
called
is
I mean,
this
named
one
I
for
agree
him.
with you.
Rinsler.
Especially now it's called Tron Legacy, and it's like, man, like this dude's now Rinsler. Like it's whack. Like I want Tron to be cool. I want Tron to do cool shit. But
But was it like Rinsler didn't look cool to you?
oh, he looked freaking cool.
Exactly.
He had two
He looked
discs. That's
cool.
not fair. Like he had two data discs. Like that's one. Like he ripped them out. Like when Sam's like, dude, that's not fair. And I was like, yeah, that's not. Like you could like imagine in the OG Tron. Do you remember when he was fighting Sark? And then like he was like dodging with the with his own data disk. Imagine if he had two data disks and he's just like block and I'm throwing at you. Like that's busted. Like he's the automatic winner. Like he's so OD. Like he's OP. Like it's so like imagine again like that same sequence like, from the original movie. He's like, guess what? I have two data disks now. Like he would just like mollywop everyone.
He double mind games them with that like extra spin
Out.
of the disc.
Dude, that's so messed up. He's like, nope, this is blah. Like, could you imagine having to like, no, this, I'm not gonna go down that road because like that's too busted. So anyway, like, yeah, it did at least effectively show that Rinsler was like the guy. But
So Tron is in like they reveal that he's in the second movie. Is he even gonna be in that third movie?
so rumor has it no,
That's the
but
main
Oh,
question.
I
so
have not
that's
even
weird.
yes. Why is it called Tron and Ares? Yeah, I
Right.
don't even
That's
know.
where this question comes into play then, because at least he's not the main character, but at least he's a character in the movie.
Maybe
And
he's
he's like,
mentioned. I don't know, dude. Like we don't know
He
until we
has
watch
to
it.
be mentioned.
Yeah, he has to at least be mentioned. Like I have this weird theory that like Ares is like an updated, like repurposed and rectified another redone version of Tron, but like it's now just Jared Leto instead of Bruce Boxleitner. So
Ares.
who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I don't think he's gonna do a God of War Kratos thing. Maybe he does. Who knows? But overall, I wax poetic about this movie. It's this movie holds a special place in my the heart in terms of movie watching. There's just a lot I like about it. Like, just a lot of the aesthetics. I like the little Easter egg of the bit that's in Kevin Flynn's like secret hideout. I thought for like the longest time, like Olivia Wilde's like core, like the whole Cora like aesthetic was very like almost like call back to like Ghost in the Shell kind of thing. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like this kind of stuff. Like I thought for a while like that hairstyle was gonna like become the thing.
No,
Thankfully, to Anthony's pleasure and delight, that didn't happen. So there's that. But like there is just a lot of things that I think still stick around because of the movie. And I think if anything, it's a good stepping stone for we would without Tron Legacy, we wouldn't have had Oblivion, which then got him to connect with Tom Cruise, and then we get the great partnerships with the Mission Possible, and then to get to you know um, Top Gun Maverick, which was a massive success, and as well as you got Formula One, and now he's doing a Star Wars. He's doing a Starfighter, which sorry, no, the cinematographer's doing Starfighter. I forgot the other director for it, but now Joseph Kosinski
He's
can
gonna
basically do
do
whatever he wants.
his next one is Miami Vice.
Oh, he's doing the Miami Vice movie?
yeah,
The one that's rumored to have Glenn Powell and Michael B. Jordan?
Yes, that one.
Okay. I know of people who don't like that casting. I think that casting
Why?
is awesome.
yeah.
Like
Why?
that would
Why
give
won't they like it?
that would give Tubbs, because I think like they like with Crockett and Tubbs, like they see like Michael B. Jordan could do better, and like Glenn Powell would kind of be like not as like stoic as Crockett could be sometimes, but whatever. Like I think it's perfect casting. I think it would work. But I digress. Movie's cool. It's definitely really cool. Whether if it's good or great, that's gonna have to be up to whoever watches it and gets their decision. But at least the movie is very cool.
Put it
That's
on your
my
watch
take on it.
list.
Yeah. Right now, Anthony mentioned it. It is on Disney Plus on like the Ultra 4K. So if you have a Dolby Atmos screen, Dolby Vision and big HDR stuff, and if you have like a pretty solid sound system to take advantage of it, you're in for a treat. At least audio wise, when it comes to the score and the sound effects. But it's a fun movie. Like it's not a great, but it's still it's relatively fun. That's sort of my stamp on it. Anyone else have anything lasting else to say?
The music for me was
Yeah,
the whole thing.
Yeah, I
So
think
you
a whole generation agrees with you. Just like the music in this movie is so damn good. I just like I'll listen. It's one of those albums where I'll just hit it and then never stop. Like just go through the whole thing. Great. All right. So with that,
definitely
everybody,
great.
go ahead.
Definitely great to play on road trips.
Yeah, road trips, driving. You can hear snippets of it in the actual Light Cycle Run roller coaster over in Disney. Which what's pretty cool is that this guy called his name is Joseph Trapanese. He has worked with Daft Punk. He worked with them with some of the arrangements on the movie. So then they came and brought him in to arrange the music for the ride. But he's also arranged stuff for uh another act called M83, who does a lot of like electronic and kind of like dream pop style music, which he also I think helped him out with Oblivion too.
Yeah, they did the
So
music for Oblivion.
yeah. So and that movie also has cool music too. So yeah, man. If anything, if you like Joseph Kosinski's work, this is a good place to kind of start, and just kind of keep on going from there. So with that, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to our fun little side notes, anecdotes, and waxing poetic over Daft Punk. But the movie's really great. It's I'm thankful to be able to see it now before I can go into seeing Tron Ares. We'll see what that turns up. But until then, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have your own kind of takes, or if there's other stuff other fun little Easter eggs or other things you may want to talk about, like the original writer and director of the first Tron movie being in, I think, the nightclub as well.
Yeah, he was the bartender.
he was indeed the bartender. If there's other stuff you wanted to point out or if you wanted to share with us on our post, please reach out to us on our socials. Like and subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. And until next time, programs, end of line.
Get gritty.
I have nothing clever to say.